Hey, what is up guys, I'm Review, and today we're going to be talking about who I think is the most improved NBA team from last year. Like the team that was either like garbage last year or just pure trash, but then they ended up doing something in the off season, or they just I just think they improved. And before we get into the video, the team that I think that improved the most is going to be the Minnesota Timberwolves. And if you don't think that's true, just listen to this video and hear what I have to say and see if I can change your opinion. But without me rambling further on, let's get right into this video. Alright, so the first thing I'm just going to go over is going to be like their starting five. Not really a reason, but I'm going to go over their starting five and I'm going to compare it to last year's. So last year's starting five, they had a rookie Chris Dunn starting at shooting guard or point guard. I'm not really sure. I didn't really look at it that much. He was averaging 3.8 points per game, 2.1 rebounds per game, and 2.4 assists per game. So he wasn't that good of a rookie. And Zach LaVine, this is his second year playing in the league. He averages 18.9 points per game, 3.4 rebounds per game, and 3 assists per game. Then Ricky Rubio, he was their point guard. He's a veteran. He averages 11.1 points per game, 4.1 rebounds per game, 9.1 assists per game. So he's a pretty good point guard. Karl-Anthony Towns, he averages 25.1 points per game, 12.3 rebounds per game, and 2.7 assists per game. Then Andrew Wiggins, this is his third year in the league, and he averages 23.6 points per game, 4.0 rebounds per game, and 2.3 assists per game. So obviously he's an extremely, extremely good scorer. Well, this offseason, they actually ended up trading a little bit and signing people on. So what they did was they actually improved their starting five a lot, because now their new starting five is Jeff Teague at point guard, and they just signed him, and he's a huge upgrade. Well, not huge, but he's a pretty good upgrade from Ricky Rubio or Chris Dunn, as he averaged 15.3 points per game, 4 rebounds per game, and 7 assists per game. So his stats are just a lot better. Then they kept Andrew Wiggins and Karl-Anthony Towns, obviously, but then you have Jimmy Butler, Jimmy Buckets, who's one of the best defensive players in the league, and he averaged 23.9 points per game, 6.2 rebounds per game, 5.5 assists per game. And to be honest, this is a huge reason why I put him on there, because if they didn't get Jimmy Butler, I probably wouldn't have put him on there. But now they went from being extremely young but have tons of potential to being legit title contenders now. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if they can contend for a title. The only reason I say they might struggle this year is because it's their first year being together and they're in a stacked conference, which is not a good thing. But yeah, they are in the stacked conference. But I do think they'll be able to make at least a 7th or 6th seed. And I think when they start meshing together, I'm pretty sure they'll probably be titles contenders. I think that's just common sense. And then the second reason is because last year they went 31-15, 13th in the Western Conference. But what really, really got me is they ranked 27th out of 30 teams last year in defense. So they were the 27th worst team on defense, and 19 out of 30 points against them. That's pretty much terrible. For how young of a team they are, you wouldn't think they would struggle on defense. Really, the only defensive powerhouse that they had was Karl-Anthony Towns. But now, since they added Jimmy Butler, they were able to improve their defense. He's an all-defensive player, 3-time all-defensive player. And Andrew Wiggins, actually, when he was getting drafted, what a lot of people wanted him for was his defense, because he has all the tools, he's athletic, he's long, all the tools for it, but he actually just doesn't play that much defense. But they also now they can have Jimmy Butler teach up or coach up all the young guys on their team, show him like his tricks on playing defense. And they also added Jeff Teague, like I said, and he's another pretty good defender, as he almost averages 2 steals a game. And another big upgrade they did from last season, how they improved, they're able to upgrade their starting five. Like, they got rid of a rookie who had a pretty bad rookie year, and you replace him for Jimmy Butler. You get rid of Zach LaVine, who was pretty much a worse version of Andrew Wiggins, didn't play defense or anything, so pretty much a worse version of Andrew Wiggins. They got rid of Zach LaVine for Jimmy Butler. It really evens out. They were able to add to this starting lineup a ton. So in my personal opinion, I think that this is the most improved team, because like I said, they improved their starting five drastically. A huge thing you need to do for any team. You improve your starting five. You improved on defense, so now you're already really good on offense. but now you're even better on defense because not Jimmy Butler is not only just a defensive player. He's obviously an offensive player. He can shoot threes. He can do everything pretty much. He's one of the best players to ever live in this NBA era. So now they have a pretty much Anthony Davis Jr. and Karl-Anthony Towns, lockdown defender in Jimmy Butler, and a veteran in Jeff Teague, and a knockdown shooter, pretty much going to be their scorer in Andrew Wiggins. So no telling how good this team could actually end up being. So like I said, they improved their starting lineup. They improved their defense, which they were worst at, and they're probably going to improve their record. So, I mean, you never really know. And they made this trade so early into the offseason, they've probably been building up chemistry, so I don't think chemistry is actually going to be a problem. So I wouldn't be surprised to see if the Minnesota Timberwolves actually end up being in the, second round of the playoffs, or maybe even the conference finals. That might be stretching a little bit, but they could be in the conference finals. You never know. I think they could give the Spurs a run for their money. I don't know, but it's going to be an interesting season for them for sure. So, unfortunately, guys, that's actually going to be this video. So, if you ever like this video at all, hit the like button. It would mean the world to me. And also, comment below what kind of videos you want to see from me. Do you want to see more videos, about teams? Do you want to see more super team videos? Do you just want to see just normal videos that I can come up with? Just comment below what you want to see. But, yeah, like I said, that's the end of the video. So, kids, always remember, never do your vegetables, always eat your drugs. Stay safe, wear your seatbelt. Goodbye. Boo.